Leprechaun movies. Let's see. I've seen the first one. Saw about half of the second one. Seen plenty of reviews about the fourth one. The space one. Leprechaun in Space. But I never did see... Well, until just now, I never did see this one. This is Leprechaun in the Hood. Made in 2000. And in the year 2000, Jason from Friday the 13th and Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street, those movies had kind of come and gone and run their course. But I guess the public was still thirsty for those horror movie iconic characters or whatever, or at least producers of Leprechaun movies thought so. Iconic character from a horror movie, an evil leprechaun, portrayed by Warwick Davis, who you may be aware was also Willow, also Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi, and all of the Ewoks live-action television specials. You know, I mean, it's his character. He is the leprechaun. It's not quite as goofy, silly as the first Leprechaun movie, but it's goofy and silly in its own way. You have your magical leprechaun, and then you have like gangstas in the hood, like for real, like, you know, Compton, I think, is where this takes place. It's a weird mix of genres, really, and you actually do get elements of both. However, I think the horror movie Leprechaun part of it is not quite as good as the rest of it. One reason for that is this guy, Ice-T. We all know who he is, right? Law and Order, cop killer, Colors. You know, we all know who Ice-T is. I really like his performance in this because he is one scary motherfucker in this, and he's a badass. He's like I guess like a record producer or something, or I don't know, is he a pimp, a drug dealer? I'm not sure. He's got his criminal empire or something like that. The Leprechaun stuff seems really stuck in there and really out of place, but it's not bad. It's not a bad mashup, but it really makes Warwick Davis and his performance as the Leprechaun look really dumb, really hokey. And yeah, there's some like dumb humor in this movie. When it comes to Leprechaun, he doesn't really do that much other than run around and threaten people. He does kill, I think the body count is maybe about 6 people in this movie, which for a horror comedy movie seems pretty low. I don't even know if it's that many. But yeah, you know, in like Leprechaun in Space, you had some like really memorable kills, like the one where he comes out of the guy's crotch or whatever. The guy like drinks a potion or something, and then the leprechaun emerges from his nether regions. Yeah, there isn't really very many like memorable kill scenes like you would find in like Freddy Krueger, or especially Friday the 13th movies. I don't really care. I'm not that much of a gore fan, to be honest with you. If it's funny, that's different. You know, as a horror, this is not very scary at all. I mean, even though the leprechaun has like even weirder, grosser looking makeup than he ever did, it's not super funny, but it's just the weirdness of it and the fact that there's actually some good actors in this that make it worth watching, in my opinion. Rotten Tomatoes gave this, I think, a 33% audience score, which is pretty low. You gotta be into, you know, horror comedy as a genre, or a fan of Ice-T, or the Leprechaun, to really appreciate this. I don't think I'm a fan of any one of those things, but overall, just the general weirdness of this movie made it really good. I can't believe it only got a 33%. I mean, I give it a thumbs up. It was worth watching. I was entertained. I was curious. I wanted to see. I thought maybe it would be like either a train wreck of a movie and it's so incredibly bad, or that it would be just hilarious. It's neither of those things. Now, as I was watching the end of this movie, yeah, it kind of leaves things hanging a little bit in the end, and I was okay with that. And then the end credits come along, and they make the worst mistake in this movie, in that Warwick Davis, as the Leprechaun, gets his own rap song, and they play the end credits over it. So, and it's so bad. It's like, it's terrible. And it ruined the movie. It actually brought it down a little bit as I was watching the end credits. I was like, up until that point, even like the second before they started that song, I was like on board, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then they played that, and I was like, oh. And you just ruined it right at the very end. I think I would actually give it about a B minus. Yeah, B minus, because it's a B movie, obviously, direct to video. And the minus because it wasn't as funny as it could have been. And that rap song, though.